evening, and thanks for having me, and good evening to your cherished listeners as well.
Good evening to you too. We have just been told what transpired in court. Your client has been admitted to bail, but there are some conditions that have been set, 2 million cedis. Can you confirm to us if that has been settled and your client has gone home?
Thank you very much. Yes, and when we arrived in court, a special prosecutor also came, and we went through the necessary cases and triggered the processes, and then the Honorable Court started or gave us the opportunity to be heard, and so we had the charges first read to our client, and my client particularly pleaded not guilty to the 4 counts that were leveled against him. And then after that, the judge, a very wonderful human rights judge, granted bail to specifically my client in terms of 3 sureties, 1 to justify, 1 public servant with salary of not less than 5,000, and then 1 other person. So these were the 3 conditions given for us to fulfill before my client could actually go home. So we spent the whole day working on that, and hopefully by the grace of God, in about 30 minutes ago, we were able to meet the requirements, and I can confirm that my client is free.
I see, and I know you may not be able to, but can you share with us whether the other clients also were able to meet the other accused persons were also able to meet their bail conditions and have also left?
Well, I can't speak for them. What I can say is that a large majority of them brought their sureties with the various documents and etc., and they were going through verification.
Okay.
As at the time I was leaving the premises with my client.
The past few weeks, your party members have been protesting and lamenting over the bail conditions that have been set by IOCO. Some of them have had to go to court asking for the court to vary it. Would you say that 2 million bail condition was not too harsh for your client based on the charges and everything?
Absolutely not too harsh. Absolutely not too harsh. In fact, I would say that the judge rather had been very considerate, looking at the circumstances and all that. So for me, I can tell you without a shred of doubt that the judge was spot on in whatever she did. And we appreciate very much what the Honorable Court did this evening. Remember that my client, for example, is standing to the charge of having received 24 million Ghana cedis, which we have denied anyway without a shred of doubt. And having been charged with that 24 million and having been given an opportunity on being 2 million Ghana cedis, I don't think that the terms are onerous at all. They are not onerous. The court was spot on, and we are grateful to the Honorable Court.
What has your client said to you about the charges brought against him? Because he has not spoken publicly, but surely would have told you.
Yes, very straight away. I spoke to your esteemed house last week, and I stand by what I said. My client has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, and it is now the special prosecutor or the state that will have to prove all the charges against him. He doesn't need to prove anything. If he needs to do anything, the authorities will set out. And so, having pleaded not guilty, everything falls in issue, and the prosecution has been called upon as we proceed to actually prove his case beyond the reasonable doubt.
So the next thing is what? The state should prove its case. For you,
First of all, the state has been ordered to do disclosure. So they will do the disclosure within a month from today. And having done the disclosure, the next thing that the state is expected to do is to file their witness statements. And then after filing their witness statements, then the court will fix a date for us to do the CMC. So within the next 2 months, it is we're going to go through processes of documentation and filing of same by the state. And then after the 2 months, a date will then be fixed. Probably, I suspect, in October, for us to do the case management conference. And after the case management conference, we will then have the date fixed for trial.
Just to be sure,
so we have a long way to go.
Just to be sure, your client has not been asked to surrender his passport, right? So it means that he's not restricted from...
It was one of the conditions, in fact, and we did surrender it to the court.
Which means we cannot travel.
It is the case that if we want to travel, we will have to apply to the court by motion. And if the court deems the reasons for our travel fit, the court will grant it. So we have surrendered our passport. It's part of the bail conditions.
Okay, I've also heard that you had a challenge or difficulty with the charge sheet. Can you tell us what the situation was?
Well, not necessarily. It was the case that when the special prosecutor read out his facts, we actually said that he was importing certain words, expressions, and etc. into the charge sheet he had actually filed. Because the facts he filed in court, when he was called upon to read into the Honorable Court, he was importing words and phrases that were not in there. And those ones needed to raise some objections, but the judge resolved it and said we should proceed.
Very well.
The charge sheet. At the appropriate time, I want to assure you that the charge sheet will be looked at, and any rights that are available to our client will be exploited in our march forward and towards getting him his freedom.
Very well. Wish you all the best and continue with your work.
We are grateful to you as well.
That's Honorable Joseph Kpemka. He is a former Deputy Attorney General and is lawyer for Mustapha Hamid in the ongoing trial against Mustapha Hamid and 9 others. And so that happened today.